Good morning, everyone. Well, it's actually 11:18. We've got some breaking news that was deleted, but it's gonna happen. So it's not technically official, but it's official. It's about the Panasonic GH5s. What people thought was gonna be not, just rumored, not gonna happen. Two sources and another reputable one reported on it, and it was deleted this morning from the internet. That being said, this is the internet. You can recover things. Once again, like I said, two other sources, and then another one who's very reputable, Tech Radar, actually reported on this thing for CES 2018, and this would be one of Panasonic announcements. If for some reason all this is wrong, this video will be deleted, but if not, this is what it's going to be. The Panasonic GH5s, a low megapixel, sensor, which a lot of people are going to get upset about, but a great low light and video camera for the most part. But let's dive into what this will do and the price point. So normally you get the 20.3 megapixel sensor from Panasonic. That's pretty much their go-to. But now they're going to have an all-new 10.2 megapixel, which if you don't understand megapixels and how it works and sensors, lower megapixels do equal better low light results because of what it can offer. And that's why a Nikon D700 with like 12 megapixels does very well, even though it's now going on to 11-year-old at this point. Megapixels aren't everything. You have to understand them. But it's going to be 10.2 megapixels, which does help for the low light aspect that they want to achieve. And this also helps improve their native ISO and their ISO reach in general. And it goes from 25,600 from the GH5 to 51,200 to this GH5s. It's a good little boost, and micro four thirds sensors do need it, especially when it comes to low light. But what also they're going to do, I'm not going to pretend to understand what it is, and I'll do a breakout video or something like that, is they're also going to do a dual native ISO technology to help with this better low light performance, and possibly in regards to autofocusing performance as well. The one big omission is you're not seeing this in-body image stabilization that a lot of Panasonic users want, and what you would want in some kind of video beast. So that being said, if they update that, I'll pin that down below. But this isn't just for the video shooter. If you still want to shoot stills with this camera, which you're buying this camera, you still will, you're able to shoot your 12 and 14-bit RAW photos, so it's not like you're getting gypped there on anything. Now for video, once again, this is the big deal. You're going to do your 4K 60 frames per second, pretty much true 4K for the most part, which Panasonic's really one of the only leading innovators, especially stuff for that. You normally get 4K 30 or 24 from other companies and brands, but they're also now going to do your 50 frames per second, and they're one of the first to do that as well. So 4K 60, 4K 50, and I know a lot of people were hoping maybe 4K 120 frames per second, but you have to understand the technology to know that that's very hard to accomplish, and especially with moving forward of like 8K and stuff like that, there's going to be a limit reached. You're going to get internally 10-bit 422 Vlog pre-installed, which is really awesome. Time code in and out, easier syncing if you're using multiple camera setups and everything. And you're apparently, I don't know how this is going to work, you're able to shoot full HD or 4K video with no time limit. Once again, I don't know how they're going to get around the regulations and standards in regard to that. Your essentially 30-minute record time. But apparently they figured that out. The design does look rather nice as well. I mean, it does have a new big red, it looks big, red record button up top. Looks a little clunky, looks a little out there, but you know where it is. It's not some small button around the back or something where you have to program. You have a dedicated button for something like that, and it looks rather good. Magnesium alloy build, pretty much the same that they do for all their stuff. Dust, freeze, and splash proof up to 10 meters. You're going to get your dual SD card slots, UHS-2, which are pretty much should be the standard now for all companies. Canon wake up in regards to that. And you're still going to get your fully articulating touchscreen, which pretty much should be on a lot of cameras now as well. And to really wrap things off, they talk about the autofocusing and how it's going to be improved, but they're going to still keep their 225 AF arrangement, but they still need to work more with phase detection. That's the big thing. A lot of this stuff is being missed, and why the GH5 had a lot of focusing issues and going down the line. This needs to be improved, but hopefully this is something much better, and we'll see what this means in general. All that being said, you should be able to pre-order at the end of the month, at the end of January 2018, for $2,500 US a body only. Now, I hope the pricing's off a bit, because that is... you're getting up there in price just for the body only, but it does sound like this would appeal to a ton of people. and I would rather be interested to get my hands on as well. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you like the new 10 megapixel sensor? Do you think Panasonic's going out of the line right here? Let me know down below. Obviously, when it fully becomes official, I'll update any pinned information down below. But this has been reported several times now. This is pretty much what it's going to be. It is CES, and this is a time for big announcements. Would you like something like the Panasonic GH5s? Let me know down in the comments below.